I almost lost over $100,000 because I skipped over one tiny detail on a development project. One detail. And I'm telling you this because most first-time developers make this exact mistake and they don't catch it in time. If you're a real estate professional and you've been thinking about getting into development, this video is going to save you thousands of dollars and months of wasted time. I'm Josephine, founder of Sapphire Development Group here in Nashville, Tennessee. About 7 years ago, I knew nothing about zoning, permits, or site work. I'm managing an 8-figure development pipeline, and today I'm going to walk you through the 5 biggest mistakes I've made or watch others make so you can avoid them and go into your next project with confidence. Here we go. Mistake number 1, overpaying for land. And this one is a heartbreaker. But why does such happen? You fall in love with a piece of land, it feels perfect, and before you know it, you're emotionally committed without even ever running the numbers. The impact? Well, you kill your margins before the project even starts. Here's how you want to avoid this. Always make sure that you obsess over your exit numbers. Really stress test them and know your comps cold. And don't let your excitement or urgency cloud your judgment. Here's a real example that I saw. I watched a developer pay 80 grand over market because the listing said sold for 8 units. Now it turns out technically it was, but the topography and utility access only allowed for 7 builds. They barely broke even. Mistake number 2, underestimating costs. And this one hits everyone at some point. We budget like everything will go right, but honestly, it never really does, right? Well, this will impact cash flow problems, construction delays, and also stressful phone calls with your lender. You definitely want to avoid this, so you need to build in at least a 5 to 10% contingency. Triple check all your labor and material quotes, ideally get 3 quotes of each, and talk to your general contractor before finalizing your budget. Here's another real example. One of my early projects went 20 grand over budget because I didn't factor in sidewalk fees. I mean sidewalks. You don't even know the pain until you're writing 5-figure checks just to keep the project going. Here's mistake number 3, skipping feasibility studies. So in order to avoid this, always run your feasibility study every time. Hire a land use planner or consultant, be part of a group, and check local planning rules before you even go under contract so you can double check everything as you're under contract in your inspection period. Here's another real example. I ran across a seller who bought 1.5 acres thinking they could build 6 homes, but half of the property was in a conservation overlay. By the time it was all said and done, the site only supported 4 pads. So his expectation to sell this property at the number that he wanted at just didn't make sense. It was a big mistake and really costly learning for them. Here's mistake number 4, poor project management. So why do projects get poorly managed? Because developers are usually visionaries, but not always operators. So this can cause delays, miscommunication, and projects spinning out of control. Here's how you avoid it. Hire a project manager with real-world experience if you believe like you're not going to be the best operator. Use a project management platform and set weekly check-ins with your team so that you keep everything on track. I was brought in on a project before where the GC had just taken on too many builds all at once. So the subs stopped showing up, inspectors flagged half the work, and they lost 4 months just trying to get back on track. It was a mess that you don't want. Here's mistake number 5, a weak network. You don't realize how important relationships are until something goes wrong. Well, I hope you realized it before, but you know what I mean. A permit stalls, a contractor ghosts you, or funding dries up. This can cause delays, budget overruns, and missed opportunities. And here's how you avoid it. You build your network before you need it. Go to local development meetups, DM experienced builders and developers, and show up consistently. Build your contact list. And if you want a shortcut, that's why I created Developer Academy to help you plug into a trusted network of builders, lenders, and mentors who have been exactly where you are. Here's the truth. Mistakes are going to happen, but the goal isn't perfection, it's preparation, and you want to mitigate your risks. Take your time, do your research, and don't try to do a 6-figure project on your own. Bring in the right people to help you get started. And I've created a free roadmap that walks you through all the major steps of a development project, from land acquisition to final inspection. You can grab it in the description below. All right, we've just covered the 5 most expensive mistakes new developers make. If one of these stood out to you or you've got a horror story of your own, drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. And hey, if this video helped you, please hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and let me know what you would like to see next. It would mean the world to me. I post videos every week and I'm here to help you build smart, profitable projects without learning every lesson the hard way.